Hello and welcome to my channel. There's a lot of hype going on this coming week with the celestial event that is going to wow many of us here in the northern part of the United States, from apocalyptic to spiritual. I am Daisy, welcome to my channel. And what is this thing that's going to shake many of us? Well, it's the solar eclipse, and it's going to be visible throughout many cities in the United States. Unfortunately, it's not going to be visible for me to see here in Florida, so I'm not one of the lucky ones. So many will be able to see the moon blocking the solar light or the sun rays as it reaches the earth, and by doing that, we'll be able to see that ring of light around the moon. Must be something really beautiful. And it lasts only 4 minutes, but definitely a spectacle for many that will have an opportunity to witness that. I've taken some notes because I don't want to miss any of the points that I want to share with you. So if I'm not looking at you all the time, I'm actually referring to my notes here. Please don't take any offense. So on April 8th, a total eclipse will darken the skies of North America, transforming the day into night. And the moon will pass in between the sun and the earth. And in ancient times, when most of the collective was not made aware of what this heavenly event was, it was taken as an omen, a bad thing, that maybe they've done something wrong and the gods are upset. But because of science, now we know better, and because we know better, we do better, right? But still, we do have people that are of spiritual inclination, and they use this as a signal of closing chapters and also to set themselves, with intentions for those new beginnings. And that's where we start. Last month, the lunar eclipse was in Libra, and this month, the new moon is in Aries. So it's bringing on the elements of the Aries energy. So that means Aries is courageous, it's fiery, it's about leadership, and it has a pioneering spirit. So all of this are some of the things that will further, what I would say, strengthen anything that you're going through at this time. And instead of, daydreaming about what you want to do, the energy will guide you to take action. You feel yourself more drawn to, putting things in motion versus just thinking about doing it. And it may seem that things are just kind of lining up so easy for you to take that action. So, take advantage of that energy. Sometimes getting started is just the hard part. But once you get rolling, this may be the fire, Aries fire, that you need to get those things done that you wanted, that you were dreaming about getting done. Nina from Moon Omens offered many insights, and one of the things that she mentioned, she said that eclipses come in pairs of opposites. So for me, it's that sense of duality. Like here you have ideas and you have your daydreams, but then when you get the number two, now you've got something new that's going to kind of give you a little sense of opposition and seeing things from a different perspective. And so that's like that moon and the sun, working together to, in a deep way, just bring something up to allow you to see things in a different way and take action. So this actually may find you searching for the deeper meaning of like the who am I, and that's kind of an Aries thing, that influence that you have, and who are you, and what are the meanings of the relationships in your life. You might find yourself looking for that deeper meaning, like wanting to have real people, and also you looking for your authentic self and your authentic voice. And that might be the dynamic that you need that propels you in that new transformation. And by doing so, it allows you to remake yourself. And if you're looking to do that, if you're looking to transform yourself, if you're looking for to remake yourself, this is the time. This is the time. Another thing that many people are going to find is in that sense of duality, they're going to find themselves either situations created by themselves or just circumstances that are leading them to this juncture in their life where, evaluate what is rational, what is not rational, also what is real and what is illusion. And that's that duality aspect that's being thrown in. And, to many, this solar eclipse is that junction, which offers just that opportunity to sink deeper into this awareness for, what I would say, the need to face our, fears, our subconscious monsters, as I call them, the shadow self, and also the unforgotten traumas and the pains and the sufferings. And this allows us to go ahead and dig deep in there, have that courage, that Aries courage to dig not only into the fears, but also to our desires and our wants, and find the worthiness and the purpose again in our life. And also, to many, this solar eclipse is just that junction and a gentle reminder that, we need to, what I call it, eclipse our fears and eclipse our personal monsters. And while the eclipse may just last only 4 minutes, well, guess what? The effects of that energy happening, that cosmic energy happening, that celestial energy happening, is going to have long-term effects. It could be a couple weeks, a couple months, but definitely something will begin. Something is on its way to allow you for that transformation that you're seeking, on that transformation journey that you want. And if things couldn't get any better, guess what? Well, according to the planets today, Mercury is in retrograde in Aries, and it's been there since April 1st. And it's going to go out of retrograde on April 25th. So we have this energy now, and as many of you know, when things are in retrograde, you could just expect, like, if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. So that's one of the elements that's playing in that vibe, that energy that is happening. So be prepared for all of these retrograde antics, things from the past, coming back up, to test you, to get you, to challenge you again. And if you're the type of person that's impatient and you want things now, well, that's what retrogrades are going to do. They're going to ask you, they're going to force you, they're going to be a part of the energy that just slows things down, because it's part of this test, or well, you could take it as part of the test. I know that for me, when things get challenging, I take a step back and I say, okay, if I was taking a test, what is the area? And it's in this spot that I'm so uncomfortable in, and how am I going to get this mastery? And then I dig in and I'm finding out, asking myself questions. What is it about this that's bothering me? What is it about me that I feel like I need to improve? What is it about that person that maybe I see myself in that I need to improve in? So a lot of things, a lot of opportunities are here because of this retrograde in Aries. So it's going to test your patience. And if you're not patient, this could be harmful for you. So the most important thing is to understand that what is happening cannot be stopped. It's already in motion. But what you can control are your emotions and how you react to what is happening. So you can work, with, your emotions. You can work with your thoughts. You can work with yourself on improving those areas within you that you find are weak, and use this as the school, use this as the opportunity to do that. So this retrograde energy offers you the opportunity to address these life lessons that are happening in your life right now, whether it's in relationships, whether it's career, whether it's family, whether it's health, just, for you to go dig deeper. And like I said, it may not last 4 minutes. What you're dealing with, what's happening in your life, might take a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months. But if you are going with it with eyes wide open and understanding and seeing it from that point of view, you might see that there's a way out where before there wasn't. And that's that, again, the duality, the moon and then the sun, and maybe something being blocked, and then you're able to eclipse it with this powerful energy of that total energy of the eclipse. So that's one way to see that, right? Now, one word of caution here is what you're feeding into your mind. And there's a lot of news out there, there's a lot of social media out there about end of times, about apocalyptic, and so many doom and gloom. And you need to kind of really push that aside and don't let that distract you from your personal journey and what this can help you gain for yourself, that inner awareness and that growth. And by doing that, you let others play out the drama. Don't buy into that, and bring back the focus to you. And what is it that you need to close in your life? What chapters do you need to close? And also, what new dreams can you bring forth? Ask yourself the questions about the what, the when, the where, the why, and how can you pursue these things, and think deeper of those questions, because you find out maybe you have a dream and you don't really have the means, or the W's are not answered, plus the H, right? The what, what is this in my life? What does it mean to me in my life? When can it happen? Why do I want it so bad? Where is it going to take me? And how am I going to make it happen? And if you can't get clear with those answers, maybe this is something that you can eclipse, is find a new dream, right? So now, from a symbolic point of view, the sun and the moon symbolize aspects of our mind. The sun can be interpreted as the ego mind, while the moon can be interpreted as the intuition mind, right? And so we have the I of the I am, being the sun, and then the subtle, intuitive, or psychic self, is the moon, the things that are hidden, and the mysterious you that you don't share with many people. So when the moon obscures the sun during the eclipse, it brings forth those hidden insights, and we could see it that way. That's a way to see it, right? And to use it as that catalyst that helps you bring up these memories, or these fears, or these issues that you've got to move on from and overcome, right? Eclipse, again, the go-to word of this is eclipse these fears, eclipse these traumas in your life.
And then, of course, there's the fears put on by many about these apocalyptic and end of times.
And you've seen it, I don't have to tell you that, you've seen it all over the media. In some communities are talking about these biblical prophecies coming true, and to the judgment day. And, the thing is that according to the Bible itself, no one knows the right and specific days of these events, when it's going to occur. So there are mentions in the Bible of eclipses. In Isaiah 13:10, it says, "The stars of heaven and their constellations will not show their light. The rising sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give us light." Also in Isaiah 38:7, "And this shall be for you a sign from Yahweh, that he will do what he has promised. See, I shall make the shadow descending on the stairway of Ahaz go back 10 steps. So the sunlight went back the 10 steps it had covered on the stairway." And in Ezekiel 32:7 states, "When I extinguish you, I will cover the heavens and darken their stars. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon will not give its light." And also in the book of Joel, one of the Jewish prophetic texts, Joel 3:15, "The sun and moon will be darkened, and the stars no longer shine." So, some say this may be the return of Jesus Christ, and not even the day and the hour when Jesus Christ will return is stated in Scripture. And an eclipse isn't a prerequisite of Jesus Christ's arrival or his coming. It might be happening right now. And if anything, the eclipse should set the tone for the arrival of Jesus Christ in the way that, we should live our lives as if we're preparing for that great day. And, maybe by doing that, we're going to discover harmony, peace, and love. And isn't that a great way to live, right? Now, the way I see it, an eclipse is an opportunity to see God's handiwork in nature, in the universe, and to be reminded that, we live in a world made by God and sustained by his, guiding love and providence and goodness. And a reminder that also exists in me as it exists in you, and that love is what sustains us all. I think that love and goodness is in us, and we see it in every act of kindness that any human does for the other and does here on our planet. So, on the spiritual side of things, some see the solar eclipse as a bad omen, while others use the eclipse as a time to prepare and a time to set aside in contemplation, reflection, and prayer. Also, keep in mind that this solar eclipse is falling under the cycle of a new moon, and every new moon is a chance for, closing old chapters and starting new ones, those new beginnings. So if you're using the celestial bodies incorporated into your lifestyle, into your way of living, then it would be like saying that the solar eclipse is like a Monday, or better yet, it's the first day of the week, or it's the first day of the year. So it's like a bookmark, reminding you, hey, let's get this done, let's get this started. And in a sense, the new moon is that bookmark for those new beginnings, for you to set intentions for what you wish to help you come into the future. And new moons are the monthly bookmarks that help us, set and prepare for the future, to set those intentions for what we'd like to get done in that lunar cycle, which is 29 or 30 days. And so this helps mark that time for setting goals, for making plans, for initiating things that you want to get started. And you have that whole month to track it on the first quarter moon, etc., etc. So it helps you set the groundwork for the future. The new moon moving into Aries on April 8th is marking even more change, because now with this celestial energy of the sun and the moon, anything goes, from new beginnings to rejuvenation to also shedding old habits. A lot of things can happen. The last solar eclipse of its kind was 7 years ago on August 2017. And this eclipse that we're going to have in the next few days is following the path from the Pacific side of Mexico through Texas, Illinois, Ohio. I have a link here in the description that you can take a look at all the cities that it's going to go through, not Florida, and all the way up to Eastern Canada. So with all this Aries energy, circulating in the ethers, you may find yourself with new opportunities, a little bit more than usual, and you might be inclined to take that chance. Could be, moving, could be a relationship, could be a job related, but it definitely, opportunities are going to line up, and, the ire in you is going to fire up, and you might actually surprise yourself. If you're not of that nature, definitely that might be something that might surprise you, especially since things will line up. And what I would just say is to be aware of it. And you might say, well, that's a fluke. I knew that it was coming. Oh, what are the chances that it was coming during this time? So again, prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Because this solar eclipse happening in fiery Aries marks not only the astrological new year, but also the spring. So take advantage and engage with this incredible energy, and take advantage of any healing that can happen in your life, and any transformation that you want to welcome, whether it's emotional, mental, or physical. You might want to change your look, right? And in conclusion, if anything, and if we're open to the collective energy that is seeming to buzz around, and no matter which camp you're in, it definitely will allow us an opportunity to pave the way to invite more wisdom in our life, more love in our life, and more healing. And if you're one of the lucky ones that gets to see the solar eclipse, I do hope that you leave me a comment, let me know your experience. And if you, like me, are not one that can see this, but are experiencing some change, or are sensing that there is something happening, let me know. Share it in the comments. And again, thank you for spending time with me. Be blessed.